for Audrey, they had to do a lot of really fascinating filming techniques. And this is where I think Frank Oz brought a lot of his puppetry experience to it. So they built 6 different Audreys to kind of be the character throughout the entire movie. The smallest was 4 inches. I'm guessing that was this little version.
The little guy,
in the coffee can. I'm guessing that is this was the smallest. The biggest was 12 feet tall. And
the one behind you.
The one behind me here. So for this big 12-footer, it had 60 operators. 60. That's a lot of people working this thing. But here's where it gets really impressive. So you watch the movie, and the lip movement on Audrey is so fluid.
It is the most articulated puppet I've ever seen.
And it is so well synced to the voice. What makes that really impressive is all of the scenes with Audrey talking, especially at that full size, are shot at a different frame rate. So standard film, obviously shot at 24 frames per second, unless you're The Hobbit and Peter Jackson and you're shot at 60. But the scenes with Audrey were shot at about 12 to 16 frames per second and then played back at 24. So if you watch those scenes, especially like if Seymour is moving through the scene, Rick Moranis is performing the scene in slow motion.
And he nails every bit of the lip sync, every bit of the physical movement. So he doesn't even seem like he's being shot at that frame rate. It's incredible.
No, it's brilliant. Until someone points it out, you would never notice. And even when someone does, you have to really be paying attention to go, oh, there it is. Like, there's so many little things. Like, and it's literally like, if you look close at him walking across the room, you can see him wavering on each step because he's having to like step and pause for a beat in between steps just to match. But like, Rick Moranis deserves all of the praise in the world, just in general.
Well, in life, really, if you know his story.
Dude is like an amazing person in general. So I think that is just a true testament to the talent that he kind of brought to this picture.
Well, what's incredible about that, the reason to have to shoot it at that frame rate, for anything to move at that speed and that articulation, it's physically impossible. In the production that we did back when I was a sophomore in high school, our giant Audrey 2 was this gigantic like lever, like it just did this and this, and it took like 3 of us just to open its mouth and close it. And so every other word, it would have been like, they're singing all the lyrics, but it's just moving like this as fast as we can, and everybody inside there sweating their asses off trying to make it move.
To flap that thing as fast as humanly possible. And it gets even more impressive when you realize that they didn't use green or blue screen at all in the movie. So most of the tricks are like in camera trickery, especially when it comes to like Audrey of any kind moving and kind of doing their thing. So I think that is just wildly impressive.